So, you've started eating one meal a day, like yours truly, but you're not losing weight. You are stagnating, and in many cases, you're gaining weight. You can see your waist size go up. You can see it on the scale. It's not working for you. What gives? Believe me, brothers, sisters watching this is a very common issue. For a very simple reason. OMAD, eating one meal a day, is not a miracle solution. Fasting all day and then eating like a fat pig at night is not the holy grail to fat loss and body recomposition. What is, you ask? There's no clear answer to that. In my opinion, there is no holy grail. Now, I use OMAD as a tool in the toolbox. I use it because I love it. I use it because it has made my life better. Discipline, efficiency, and the best results I've ever seen inside and outside the gym. That's why I like to use OMAD, why I like to fast or eat minimally throughout the day and have my largest or only meal of the day at dinner time, at nighttime in my case. So, if you are currently following this routine and you like it, this is a key point, you like it, I have some strategies for you that will help you tear the fat off your body. However, if you're just doing OMAD to do OMAD because you've heard me talk about it, you've heard somebody else talk about it, you read this study or you read that book, believe me, it means nothing. If your calories are off, if your macros are off, it means nothing. If it doesn't work for your lifestyle, if it doesn't work for your personal preferences, it means nothing. Find something that works across the board. Find something that ticks all the boxes. Something that gets you leaner, gets you stronger, gets you in incredible shape inside out, but perhaps above all else is something you actually enjoy doing. Again, this is something I greatly enjoy. This is something that I have some of my team members on. Certainly not everybody on my team is doing OMAD, but I have some people on because they love it. They love to feel highly energized throughout the day, be strong in the gym, kill it in the gym, and then kill it at work, come home at night, late afternoon, whatever, sit down with their loved ones and enjoy a fabulous meal without having to restrict day in, day out what they eat. With that being said, if you're somebody who enjoys doing this, you found a liking to eating one meal a day, but you're not seeing the results that you want, here's what I need you to understand. Calories still reign supreme. We like to talk about hormones a lot. We like to talk about macronutrients and other details. We like to focus, in fact, on the details as opposed to the big picture. Not a good thing. Just because you're fasting for 20, 22, 23 hours a day doesn't mean that thermodynamics do not apply to you anymore. Doesn't mean that you don't have to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight. However, I always stress the importance of eating to your heart's content for the bulk of the time. Whether you're trying to lose fat or trying to build muscle, you should never chronically restrict macros, food groups, or calories even. The only exception here is if you're a fat bastard. No disrespect. If you are 100, even 50 pounds overweight or more, I don't care if you're hungry. I don't care if your belly hurts because you've only eaten 1,200 calories this last week. starve yourself until you're a human being again, until you're back to a reasonable body weight. For everybody else, if you're in the ballpark of your goal body composition, you're maybe 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 20 pounds overweight, do not restrict every day. Go through periods of restriction and periods of eating to your heart's content. In fact, I believe most days when you're doing OMAD, any diet, but specifically OMAD, most days you should eat without restriction. But then, if that doesn't lead to the results that you want, to the body composition that you want, throw in days, throw in periods, brief periods of massive restriction, where you basically eat half or even less of what you would normally consume. So let's say, for instance, your average OMAD meal is anywhere between 2,000 and 2,500 calories a day. On a couple days of the week, you would bring your calories down to 1,000 calories, 800 calories, 1,200 calories. You would dig deep, you would go low on those days, forcing your body to tap into its fat stores for energy. You don't do that every day, however, and I don't even recommend you do that for days back to back. In fact, I would much rather see you cycle your calories. Go a day of eating to your heart's content, eating as much as you want, not being reckless about it. When I say eating to your heart's content, I'm still talking whole foods, I'm still talking quality nutrition. And then after that, do a day of low calorie eating. And cycle in another day of liberal eating, maybe 2 days before following that up with another low calorie day. This is one strategy to do it. It's one of my favorites. It works very well because our bodies are very well adapted to go through short famines, short periods of low energy. In fact, it's much better adapted. Our bodies are much better adapted to go through short periods of lack as opposed to long periods, chronic periods of excess, what we see in the West today. That's why we have soaring cancer rates, heart disease rates, diabetes. Our bodies are not equipped to handle a chronic excess of calories. Now, going through short famines, going through periods of literal starvation, our bodies can handle that no problem. So, knowing that, throw in those regular low-calorie days, and then occasionally, if you really want to kick things into high gear, do some prolonged fasting. Don't eat for 48 up to 72 hours. If you're very overweight, yes, you can go longer than that. You can do a 4-day, a 5-day fast, and then resume your OMAD situation. This is really the fastest way to do it, prolonged fasting. And if you cycle the two strategies, if you use both the prolonged fasting and the low calorie, the rock bottom, the death calorie days, as I like to call them, you'll get there so fast. And once you are, let's say, down to the last couple pounds that you need to lose, all you need is very little restriction. Now, your daily diet needs to be locked in. So even on days where you don't consciously restrict how much you eat, make sure that the food selection is still on point. Make sure that the foundation of your meal is protein, vegetables, fruit, and the energy foods like starches and additional fats are a garnish to your meal. Eat your fill with the protein, the vegetables, and some fruit, and then have some of that other stuff on the side, or only when you feel like you need more. That's how day-to-day eating should look, until you get to a place where, my brother, where you're ripped, where you finally reach your destination. Then, yeah, you can have more starches, you can have more grains, you can have a pizza here and there, your burger, some ice cream, some dessert, no problem. But to get to that place, to have that privilege, you have to work for it. This isn't something that's just handed down to anyone. Oh, I want to eat some candy, I want to eat some ice cream because I have a sweet tooth. First things first, get ripped. You'll notice just by getting ripped, doing it properly the way that I'm telling you to do it, you will eradicate that sweet tooth. It will be so easy for you to say no to foods that are not helping you, are not serving you. And then once you are at that spot, chiseled, in great shape, don't neglect the gym. Still gotta hit the gym hard if you wanna look good after your fat loss phase, after a couple months of doing this. Once you get there, you will have the liberty to eat to your heart's content on most days. Throw in a couple fasts here and there, throw in a couple low-calorie days, and play the game. Never just eat high calories. Never just eat low calories. Play the game. Cycle your calories. Sometimes you can cycle your macros. Go through a couple days of eating low carb, a couple days of eating lower fat, higher carb, while always maintaining a good amount, a solid intake of protein. That's it. Play the game. Realize that this is probably the most enjoyable way of doing it. Perhaps not for everyone, certainly for me. I've done this. The exact strategies I outlined for you here, I've done this for close to 5 years now. It's gonna be 5 years in a couple months. And I'm not even thinking about abandoning this protocol. I'm not even thinking about doing something else because this works so well. I love it. I love going hungry throughout the day, having boundless energy, getting my work done, getting my workouts done, taking care of business, handling my responsibilities like a man, and then coming home late in the day and just enjoying food, enjoying life. Like, you will enjoy food for the first time in a long time only after applying some restriction, only after going through some periods with little or no food. This is wonderful. The way it rewires your brain, the way it has you looking forward to social events even. I was never a social guy, but believe me, going out for dinner with friends, with family, it's the highest high I experience in my life at this point. Well, one of the highest highs. Let's not get carried away. But you get the point. It can work if you play your cards right. And if you've not seen success with OMAD, follow these 2 strategies that I gave you. You will get there. Be disciplined. Be disciplined with inserting these low-calorie days every week. Be disciplined when you decide to do a longer fast. Disciplined, it's black or white. You pull the trigger, you never look back. But then also enjoy the ride, enjoy this process, knowing that you're doing something that most people will never be able to do. Most people do not have the self-control, do not have the willpower, do not have the discipline to eat like this, to look like this, to perform like this. You're one of the few, the rare breeds. But do not celebrate yet. I want to see some action, and I want to see some results. Let's get it. Talk to you guys soon.